Wish I had this a few months ago.
We have just pulled up at Suncoast Caravan Service. Adam, mate.
It's good to have you
First
back.
of all, how are you, buddy?
Good to
the
see you.
beautiful sunshine coast. Mate, where's the sun, mate? Where's the sun?
There's a bit out there. It's been a bit weary lately, but look, we're on. We're on.
Yeah, it's good, mate. Listen, mate, I have some precious cargo for you. You know about this precious cargo.
I've heard some rumours.
Okay, I've driven very slow the whole way from Brisbane to get this to you nice and safe. Can you install it in my Sunland caravan, mate?
Well, let's have a look what we got. What have we got in here? I've heard the rumours what it might be, but let's show the punters at home what we got in here.
What do you reckon, mate?
I reckon we have a WiTi anti-theft system. Chris, no, hang on. Why would you want to put a WiTi anti-theft system in the Sunland?
All right, we're gonna step back a few months, maybe. I think a few months back for the Perth Caravan Show, where Miriam and I flew there to launch our caravan, and for some reason the van actually never turned up.
You better hold this because it's pretty important.
Yeah, I'm going to get this. The van never turned up, guys. So long story short, our own stupidity, oversight, whatever it was, we clearly forgot to put some sort of security system on the van. It was very rushed to launch it at the Gold Coast show originally. And we forgot, and not going any detail, the van was stolen. It was stolen from a freight yard, and we had absolutely no idea where it was. Fortunately, we got it back. It was dumped. The heat was on, and I think the boys panicked who took it.
Yep.
Long story short, we had to move forward and get a security system into this van, mate.
Yeah, 100%. And it's something that we're seeing and getting asked to install more and more and more and more.
There you go.
Just with people, I guess, you know, back in the day, vans used to be 50, 60,000.
Yep.
And, okay, that's still a lot of money, don't get me wrong.
100%, yeah.
But now when vans are getting to 150, 200, 250, and even into 300,000 in times, security is of the utmost importance.
Yeah, and it's not just the van itself; it's the contents. For us, in case we live in the van, we have everything we own in that van.
And most insurance companies will only cover like a couple of $1,000s worth of contents.
Yeah, I've been inquiring; they'll insure up to about $10,000 contents.
Yeah.
But each item is only valued at $1,000.
Yeah.
Which is probably more frustrating.
So any camera gear,
correct.
laptops.
A computer's $5,000 these days. So look.
Especially people working
100%.
In their vans.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't. I have to stay here and make sure that you can come in and we put stuff in the van.
Correct. So look, Adam, what do you guys do here, mate? Suncoast Caravan Service, obviously.
Yeah, Suncoast Caravans, been established for 48 years.
Wow, you don't look 48.
No.
Okay, right.
Feel it. My mother and father-in-law, Bruce and Jenny, they've owned the business for nearly 19 years now.
Yep.
A family business, so my wife works here as well. My brother-in-law works here as well. Currently got 47 staff across our multiple sites here on the Sunshine Coast.
Wow.
We do everything from install WiTi to mechanical servicing, insurance repairs, fiberglass repairs, detailing, PPF wraps, ceramic coatings.
You work hard, mate.
Yeah, got a bit on.
You work hard.
Yeah. And now looking after your van.
And now looking after us. So look, we're going to get the system installed. Once it's installed, we're going to get back and the guys from WiTi are going to come out and explain the whole system in a little bit more technical depth. It's sort of out of my realm and pay grade. But
you're here for your good looks.
I'm here for my good looks, that's right.
Yep.
You're here for your servicing and let's make magic happen.
And I'm mostly here for my good looks, but I've got some epic technicians in the workshop that are really good.
Let's get this thing out the back and get it installed.
Let's get it done.
Phew. We're all done and dusted, Adam. We've slaved all day, mate, to get this system in.
Yes. I can't take any credit. Zero credit for
Neither can I, actually.
The boys did a phenomenal job. You did a great job supervising.
Thank you. I'm good at that.
Yeah, can confirm.
Let's just show them really quickly what happens here. Come on. Okay, so I'm going to activate the system. So you see here, it will turn on, and then you should have, there you go, the little light, which lets us know that the whole system is activated. So if we want to go into the front door, we'll just do this. And the system will go off. And then gets better. It gets even better again. So we'll activate the system again and say, I just want to see what's going on in a little tunnel boot. I want to grab a Weber or something.
Yeah.
There we go.
So we went to the extreme on this one and we did all the hatches.
100%.
So we did the door,
Yep.
the 3 main hatches on this side, because we've got something important in this side that many that don't know. Got the bike rack.
Yep,
so
done the whole lot.
A lot of money invested in here. So we wanted each of the hatches to be secure. When you're buying the system, you can buy the additional door sensors to fit out your own needs and desires. So with this one, we did the door, these 3 hatches, and we did the other side of this.
Absolutely. We also have a GPS tracker in here, and then we got one step better. We got a motion sensor inside the van. So if anyone decides to jump in a window, they're not going to walk around for long before the system goes off. Mate, thank you. We'll get it to WiTi and get the boys to give us the technical details because you know you're not that technical. But anyway,
I'm here for my good looks. Thank you.
the system is all installed. We've got the caravan back here at the caravan park, but mate, I've had to phone a friend. Kevy, mate, from WiTi has come all the way from New Zealand to give us a crash course and talk about the system, mate.
Yep.
Well done. Amazing system.
Fantastic.
Let's have a bit of a breakdown of it, eh?
I'll just give a bit of rundown on what we've done for Chris and Miriam. So we've installed the anti-theft system. There's our WiTi suite, and the anti-theft system essentially protect the asset from a towing point of view if somebody tries to take the van, and we're also trying to protect it internally if someone breaches the van in terms of intrusion. In the kit, what you get is an installation loom. Can be done DIY if somebody's got 12 volt experience, or we get our installer Delhi network to install that for you. So that's the unit, recommended to install up the front of the van somewhere generally, and then we have an array of door magnet sensors, PIR motion sensors, etc. Once the product's installed, we then have key fobs which allow you to arm the system. So when you leave the van, caravan camp, or in a free camp type situation, when you leave the van, you press button A, that arms the system.
Yep.
You'll see a one flash on your marker lights, 3 seconds later a double flash. And what the system's doing there is just making sure we're not seeing any movement from a safety aspect. Once the system's armed, then everything is essentially live back to the unit. If somebody hooks and tries to tow the van, the system will activate and lock the brakes on the van.
I did found out the hard way the other night when I moved the van, mate. So
yes,
it definitely works.
yeah, there's a lot of customers ring us from time to time saying they've done that, and it does give you a bit of a scare.
Yeah, it does,
if you're not ready
definitely.
for it.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, and then if the alarm activates, it's A to disarm again, and then the B button is a panic alarm. So if you press and hold that button for longer than 3 seconds, that activates the system also.
Great.
That's mainly built around if people want to sleep inside at night with the system armed or disarmed. If they hear some scratching around outside or they're feeling a bit uncomfortable, we can press and hold that.
Good in a remote free camp area.
Yeah,
100%. Yeah.
Definitely. That's kind of where our whole heart of our system starts. All our other componentry that we make or products that we make all pair back to that system wirelessly, either by RF, Bluetooth, or a closed circuit Wi-Fi. And so one of the other products that we do is a GPS tracker.
Now, would have been handy if I'd had that a few months ago, but hey, we have it now.
That's right. Would have made life a little bit easier.
A little bit less stressful.
Definitely. You basically jump on the App Store, download the WiTiGPS app. It's our own app, and then you can go in and register using the IMEI number.
Yep.
On the front there, the barcode, and that will register the device to an account for you. There's 2 subscriptions, a $49 subscription, generally used by the kind of weekend warrior or the person who might have it, parked in their driveway.
You're talking annually?
Yeah, that's annual.
Cool.
Annual subscriptions. That plan basically gives you an updated location on the van every hour, and you get all your notifications live back to your phone instantly. So very simple system. And obviously the price reflects that. Makes it affordable for a lot of people. And then we do a $228 plan, which is quite a jump up from the base. But that's giving you a location update every 60 seconds.
60 seconds? Yeah, wow.
On the van location.
Amazing.
We can live track as well. So say the van got taken, we can send a share link to police, to whoever, and they can bring it up on a web browser.
Wow.
And track as well, live. It also gives you the ability to geofence. So say the van was parked in an arrangement here, you could geofence this section, and if it breaks that fenced area, it'll activate again. It's just got a lot more feature. You can do road trip mapping, all sorts of stuff on the app. So,
and to be frank, $250 a year.
I
That is not much,
pretty affordable.
Yeah, definitely
again,
very affordable.
What you're trying to protect.
Yeah, so I did obviously want to chat too about, this is not just for your main door. We have sensors on the hatches and the bike boxes as well, where all your valuables are. I mean, if you go away and forget to lock those by key, they're still not going to get into it, are they? They will, but
you'll
they'll know very quickly. So that's another great option. And also inside, we've got the motion sensor as well, which is really cool if someone wants to jump in a window.
And also with these wireless devices, we can pair up to sort of 20 to 25 systems. So
wow.
If you wanted to have a PIR at the rear of the van and a PIR at the front, depending on the configuration of the van, you can put a second one in and just simply pair back.
That's amazing. Wow, I didn't realise you could have that many.
And it's really easy to pair. It's a really easy system to use.
Amazing.
We've kept it simple because of the different demographic of people that we're selling it to.
Yeah, 100%.
And make ease of use.
It's actually funny because, most motor vehicles you buy these days, they all have some sort of security system or alarm system, but yet caravans, which are essentially worth a lot more than a motor vehicle, doesn't have anything. So this is a no-brainer. This should be on every single caravan that's out there.
100%.
I definitely think so, yeah.
We'd like to think the same. Even a van at $100,000, it's a big investment for a lot of people out
Absolutely
there.
It is. Absolutely it is. And like we were talking about before, especially if you're a full-time traveller, all your contents that you have in there, that's a whole different value again. That
100%.
If the van's gone, you lose absolutely everything. Another cool thing which I found out the other day is getting the insurance for the caravan. They said, have you got a system like this? And they're sort of encouraging it. So I guess you'd see that a lot as well.
Yeah, we are. Yep. And we're also getting quite a few insurance companies coming to us now wanting to work with us. It's taken a long time to get there, but
there you go.
We are starting to get that interaction. What we're finding with some of the insurance companies out there is that they're actually offering a premium discount, or they're also pushing for a system like this to be installed, especially in the higher value motorhomes and caravans. And we also install in quite a few tradie trailer companies now. A lot of those tradie trailer are pretty
very
smicko
expensive.
Now.
Yes, exactly right. Yes,
we're starting to get some real good traction on that market as well.
And obviously not just narrowed down to caravans, motorhomes, all that. We've got my canopy on my truck, another prime example. So the canopy on the truck doesn't have any sort of alarm system, and they can just actually break into it. So we fit this with the sensors on the doors. They can't get into that either, which is just 100%. Another alarm on top of the motor vehicle as well.
Again, we're starting to see a lot of traction on that market. There's not many utes around now without a go-wing box on the back in Australia and New Zealand for that fact, and there's a lot of valuable
the tradies, the amount of tools, they have tens of thousands of dollars in their canopies and trailers. So you have dealers all around the country.
Yep.
Absolutely.
We've got over 200 plus dealers, installers. You can jump on our website. There's an interactive map there done by state, and you jump on there and have a look and find someone
amazing
close to you.
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously, if you're in Southeast Queensland here or Sunshine Coast, Suncoast Caravan Service, they did this. They did an absolutely sensational job. They're professionals in the industry.
Yes. Very tidy install.
Absolute no-brainer.
Yeah, definitely. Statistics last year were 170 vans stolen in Victoria alone. So,
wow.
They're going missing.
And mine was probably one of those.
Yeah, we can add yours.
We can add ours to
yours to the 2025 numbers.
Yeah, correct.
Look up the product, www.WiTi.com.au.
Yeah, 100%, man. If you've had a van stolen, or if you have any comments or questions on this systems, leave a comment below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, get a system now. Thank you again. You're a lifesaver, mate. Thank you.